Driving impaired is always a bad move, so don't be a statistic. Think of the heartbroken loved ones you'll leave behind, or the innocent bystanders you could hurt, or worse. If you're buzzed, drunk, or high, have a plan. And together we can make the roads a safer place.
Here with Tiffany. Her organization is the benefactor of our 50/50 tonight. Safe Harbors of the Finger Lakes encompasses a whole bunch of things, including dealing with victims of sexual violence, domestic violence, child abuse, human trafficking, and they serve the Ontario, Seneca, and Yates counties. How are we doing tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing very well. I would imagine that the type of services that you provide at this point are probably more important today than ever before.
They definitely are. COVID definitely kind of made things in the home for people much more challenging, so we're definitely seeing an increase in callers and that kind of stuff as far as services being requested goes.
I follow a lot of this myself, and they said that was one of the byproducts of the lockdown is now you had people who were not in safe situations that were pretty much stuck in those situations.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we definitely did, but we're happy to be a resource for them and help them get to safety and whatever that looks different for everyone.
How do these people find you? Is it the person themselves, or is it often someone in their life who cares about them that says, I know somebody, what can we do?
It's kind of all of the above. So we take self-referrals, so people can call our hotline, which that number is 1-800-247-7273, or they can come to one of our office locations, which are in Canandaigua, Geneva, and Penn. Or we take referrals from other agencies as well. So sometimes like a counselor connects people to us, the schools even, Department of Social Services, any of the agencies.
Sometimes hospitals too, right?
Yes, hospitals as well, law enforcement, really anybody can connect someone to us.
So as a case manager, this has to be an ultra tough job from an emotional standpoint because you learn a lot about these people really fast, and I can imagine that sometimes it must just rip your heart out.
So it can certainly, but we have a great management team, and all of our staff we depend on each other. We practice a lot of self-care. We have very generous PTO and that kind of stuff to make sure we're taking care of ourselves because we can't help others if we're not taking care of
And it would bother you at some point too.
Yeah, so we have a really great support system, and the way we're structured is very supportive and helpful.
Now, I know you usually watch this at home, you say on TV. Somebody else might be watching right now who might be thinking, gee, I don't know if I should call them. What advice would you have for them if they're because I would imagine even if they're thinking about it, they probably should get a hold of someone.
Yeah, so I would say that probably the biggest misunderstanding of our services is that there's no requirement. Our services are free and voluntary, and we really meet people where they're at. So sometimes that could just be safety planning them for them to stay in the relationship that they're in, or that can be helping them get to safety, whether it be like shelter or navigating DSS. So there's no requirement of anything. We can just lend a listening ear if that's all that's needed.
And sometimes that might be all that is needed.
Absolutely.
You want to find them on the web, shflny.org.